Welcome back everyone, I'm Craven and this is East 9. I thought let's start out with this beautiful painting of the 100-year heroes, which last time we got informed that's who the Monstrums actually are. And of course Adol and Amona added to it. But yes, we're all homunculi. We're all clones, made through the art of alchemy. Yeah, last episode, yeah, it was mind blown. It really was. Really loved that part of the story, and we got to kick the crap out of Shadowlord at the same time. But with it, a whole heap of new questions arise that we unfortunately also will need to get answered. And now we're gonna back to the Dandelion to discuss with each other what we're gonna do, what happened, and all kind of that stuff. But seeing as I can't teleport there, I expect something to happen along the way to the outside. But what is the question? Or... no, still not. Alright, shall we just walk out of here, or...
You still got your strings tangled. Thought you'd be glad you got your memories back.
It was still a shock, though. Yes. And perhaps if I had remembered sooner, I would have been of more use.
Yeah, but you can't think that way. You cannot think about what you would have done if you knew more. Because that will just drive you crazy. I know that out of personal experience. Because you can't change what already happened. Unless I figure out how to time travel, but I'm still working on that.
Adol?
Your sight grows dim, your breathing becomes arduous, and you're unable to move.
This is just like before.
But why now?
Hang on, Adol! It seems worse this time.
Maybe the homunculi have an expiration date. To be able to control them.
Look, isn't that the same light?
There's no mistaking it. It is the light that appeared when Shadowlord faded away.
This can't be happening.
But why? Adol! You can't go! It's not fair.
This way, Crimson King! Quickly!
Aprilis? Really?
Aprilis?
Oh, of course, since she's a homunculi, they can just create another one, and this one has her arm still.
How are you here?
It doesn't look like a trick.
Dad? What are you doing here?
You must hurry. There's not much time. Take the Crimson King over to the next room. There's also something I need all of you to do for me.
That's a lot of Aprilis.
What is this place?
There's so many Aprilises. I can't believe it.
This is the place where Zola first succeeded at making a homunculus.
That's right. You're one too.
The reason Zola turned to alchemy was so he could revive me. So he could revive Saint Rosvita.
What?
I'm sure you all have many questions. But our first priority is saving the Crimson King's life.
We can save him?
What's the deal with him anyway?
Normally, homunculi are born as children. That's why all of you had proper childhoods.
That's true.
I wouldn't necessarily call them proper.
Little bit of shade there.
But he was an experiment to create an identical adult replica of the original. And because of that, his body is unstable.
If we do nothing, then the Crimson King will disappear forever. Just as Shadowlord did.
Isn't there anything we can do?
There's not enough time to create an entirely new body for him. However, there is another way.
You're gonna give him one of the Aprilis' body? Ah, fusing the original with the homunculus. That would be cool, because then we'll actually be playing with Adol. Yeah. Zola? You're gonna be an amazing bad guy, I can already tell. Also, because he reminds me of Zola of the MCU. Just as evil. Yeah, it's nice to finally meet you.
It's our first time meeting, but it doesn't feel that way.
Oh,
It's
that's so
like
weird.
You and I have been connected all along. You felt it too, haven't you? I envy you for all of your adventures. What a life. The danger. When was the last time you slept in peace? Why keep doing it? Why do you still want to be an adventurer?
It's really weird to have such a long conversation with his voice, because you're not used to it. It's usually just little small snippets of it. It's something to get used to. Do you even need to ask? Because he's adult too, you know, so he should know the feeling. It makes life worth living.
If you don't light a fire, it'll never go out. If you don't make decisions, you'll never be hurt. But you'll never be deterred. You'll keep going until your last breath escapes you. In you, there lies a hope that guides you, and everyone around you toward their dreams.
Yeah, there's so many places I've yet to see.
Just the thought of it gets your heart racing, huh? I have a favor to ask. I wish I could go with you, but I'm afraid I'm running out of time. Still, I can't let it end here. Adventures are still waiting for us. So I ask you this. Take my power and my soul. Take them with you on your journeys. Adol, Christin.
Final chapter. Monstrum Nox.
You're awake.
Where are we?
We're in Zola's alchemy lab inside the prison. It's not comfortable, but there was nowhere else we could perform the procedure. How are you feeling? You might need some time to adjust. Incidentally, I believe this is the first time we've spoken, Adol, Christin.
Actually spoken. I guess it is. Because he only has talked, of course, to the Crimson King. The homunculi Adol.
Yeah.
Then you must be aware of what happened to you.
Adol the Red certainly is perceptive.
Dr. Noah.
The adventurer Adol Christin and his homunculus the Crimson King. Within you resides both of their souls. To be precise, you were originally one person, and now you've become one again.
Do you feel the Crimson King's consciousness and the power you inherited?
You tell them the pact you made with the Crimson King.
So that's what happened.
A conversation between souls during fusion. That is fascinating indeed.
Dr. Noah is Zola's assistant, but he has since joined our cause. He was the one who fused both of your souls into a single body. Forgive me, but this was the only way to save the Crimson King's life.
Well, to be honest, he deserved it. A chance. Actually, I can't thank you two enough.
No.
I thought you would be angry with me. You're a very strange young man. He looks to be adjusting well enough. Shall we begin preparations?
Yes, Dr. Noah is right.
Preparations for what? Are they gonna merge everyone together into one body? Somewhat cool. Don't know how they would do that. Since they were from 100 years ago. Because I still don't know if the bodies we saw of the others in the, let us say, canisters, were actually them from 100 years ago. Or just another group of homunculi, like you see here from Aprilis.
I was planning on telling you after everyone had arrived. And it seems that time has come.
Adol! You're all right.
Who are you?
It's good to see the procedure was a success.
I suppose introductions are in order.
That's right. That makes this the first time we've met, right, Adol?
Technically, yes. You tell them the Crimson King still lives on in you, and to treat you as they always have.
I didn't think you could do something like that.
At least I've got something to show for leaving home.
Can't wait to hear all about it.
Long story short, you're the same Adol we've always been friends with. Thank goodness.
Yes. My worries have been assuaged.
You didn't call us just for this welcome back party, did you?
Before I get to it, there is something I need to tell you all first. It concerns Zola, the one who created all of us homunculi.
About time you told us who he is, and how you two know each other.
Well, I bet her original one, Saint Rosvita, knew the original Zola. Because there is a chance Zola is not the original Zola, because he lived for so long. I know technically through alchemy you can get immortality, but is that immortality through the homunculi? Or is he actually the same person as back then? It's confusing. Let's just continue on.
That man... No. The alchemist, Zola, is...
He was a young noble who served Rosvita during the 100 Years' War.
Anemona.
You've regained more memories?
Yes. Some returned when I saw this room.
If Zola served under Rosvita, then they must have known each other a long time.
That reminds me. There was a guy standing next to the saint in that painting. Is that the guy you're talking about? He's just a kid now.
Yes. The 100 Years' War was also a proxy war between the gods. Glia had the blessing of Grimnir. Ritai was blessed by Luki. But the roaring flames of human war eventually ignited the realm of the gods. Divided between the two sides, a war of their own erupted. Ultimately, Grimnir and Luki both fell at the other's hand.
Is this the Twilight of the Gods from the Norse religion?
Yes. Because of that war, the gods that once blessed Glia perished.
That's terrible. Then what is the Grimwald Nox?
You said the gods used the Grimwald Nox to contain and purge the monsters.
Even without the gods, the Grimwald Nox still creates monsters from human emotions. So now, it falls on humans to eradicate the monsters born from them. But after the 100 Years' War, many Glians were overcome with grief. The monsters manifested from them could no longer be contained by humans alone.
What happened then?
That is when Zola intervened. After I was executed, he resigned from the military and returned home. He secluded himself and became engrossed in his research to the point of obsession.
So that was when he began learning alchemy.
But why did he do that?
Thought you were smarter than that, kid.
He had a crush on Rosvita.
Papa wanted to revive Rosvita. He respected her as both his commander and the woman he loved. He sold his land and used his inheritance to devote his life to his research. He would often isolate himself in his lab for days at a time without food or rest. The outcome of his blood and tears was...
It was me. I was born from his work.
That's such a sad reason.
Yeah, I never would have guessed.
Zola then reappeared from isolation as an alchemist. He proposed a plan to the Glean royal family, who was overwhelmed by the Grimwald Nox.
So that's why.
Only beings of exceptional strength and skill are capable of suppressing the Grimwald Nox. They are doing the god's work, quite literally after all. Zola's proposal involved the creation of a homunculus army. The Glean royalty, out of time and other options, accepted his proposal.
So that's how he built all of this.
As you know, homunculi are created by replicating existing humans. When the royal family sought candidates in secret, a handful of people volunteered. Yes. The volunteers were my comrades who fought alongside me in the 100 Years' War. You are the homunculi of the heroes preserved here in this lab. The homunculi who have been slaying the Lemiris in secret, maintaining peace in Glia.
And centuries of this conflict brought us to today.
Yes. If the homunculi warriors were injured or killed, new ones were created.
Okay, so it's not that there were multiple people doing this year on and on and on. It was always the same heroes of the 100-Year War, recreated time and time again to fight for humanity. So cruel when you think about it. Only to live, to be killed in the end by the one thing you're trying to do, and that is to protect everyone. I'm hoping we'll be able to stop the entire Nox from happening. I'm pretty sure we will. It has to be.
Zola even transferred his own soul into homunculi in order to continue his research. Then he gave his warriors gifts that bound them to this land.
That explains what the curse is.
I had no idea.
Why were we adopted or given to orphanages then? Was that the case for all of our predecessors?
No. Zola and I raised the homunculi ourselves. But 15 years ago, Zola disappeared. Your predecessors had perished, and you were all much too young to fight. That is why I made the decision to suppress the Grimwald Nox alone. I had no other choice but to entrust you to the people of Balduq.
So you've been fighting alone then?
So then, what has Zola been doing?
Shortly before he left, he said he had discovered a breakthrough in his research. I've no doubt it's the magnum opus he was speaking of, and he's still working on it.
There's one more thing that doesn't add up. Where did you come from? Saint Rosvita was tricked by Bratai's army and burned at the stake. So explain to me how the hell you were created.
From a single cell of blood, probably.
Kratos' right. Our bodies were preserved.
Papa can fabricate more than just objects and flesh. He can fabricate human souls as well.
I do remember him saying that.
My soul was the first prototype that he successfully fabricated. Using the doll belonging to Rosvita as a relic, Papa placed my soul into it.
Huh?
That's pretty shocking. It is, but why did he do that? I think it's clear, because it's just a test to see if it works before he actually does it with his own Rosvita.
Well,
Yes. I had the same reaction when I first remembered it. But he had a reason for it.
He needed to put the soul into something I held dear to learn more about my past. From the memories he learned from Anemona and a lock of my hair, I was created.
What?
Now you're telling us he can create people from nothing but memories and hair?
Yeah, but probably not a perfect copy.
That's a lot of power for one man.
Right? Now we know why Aprilis and the rest of us were created. But what about Adol?
It must have something to do with Zola's magnum opus.
I don't have the answer to that question. But Zola has a deep desire for Adol's copious experience as an adventurer.
Could it be possible that the strange monsters and primordials we have witnessed in the prison were designed based on Adol's past adventures?
Well, they do remind us of previous monsters, previous East games, so yeah.
You've got quite the fan, Adol.
I suspected that was the case. And if Adol says so, then it must be.
I'm worried.
Worried about what?
Isn't there anything we can do to stop Zola?
There are many things I need to ask him, but nobody knows where he is. There's also the matter of a certain event that's about to happen.
A Nox event.
And what's that?
Balduq will soon be hosting its Victory Day festival for the 100 Years' War.
Victory Day Festival?
You mean...
It is an annual event.
And let me guess, an event that generates a lot of enmity that we need to destroy, isn't it?
A day that celebrates Rosvita and the reclamation of Balduq.
About that time of year again, huh?
Yeah, I suppose we were too busy to remember. But what does the festival have to do with anything?
The scars left by the 100 Years' War still run deep through this land. Once every year, the Grimwald Nox becomes the more dangerous ultimate Grimwald Nox.
Even more dangerous?
Now that is a celebration I can get behind.
Victory Day is in 3 days.
We do not have much time.
Zola is a threat, but the ultimate Grimwald Nox is a more immediate concern. Before that time comes, you should all take this chance to return to the city and rest.
I think I'll do that. I'm exhausted, mentally and physically.
Yeah, we've all been through a lot.
I could use a night to let this all sink in.
I will investigate the Grimwald Nox and Zola's whereabouts. You'll hear from me if I discover anything. Until then, rest well.
With that, Adol and the others decided to leave the prison and return to the city for the time being. The exhausted monstrums needed time, both to rest and to reflect upon the truth they had discovered about themselves. A bonfire was lit in the city to celebrate the coming festivities, and the streets were abound with a lively vigor. In an effort to ease citizens' concerns over the night's revolt, many Roman soldiers were assigned to assist with preparations. 3 days came and went, and before long, Balduq was ushering in the start of the Victory Day festival. Yet, even then, there was still no word from Aprilis II. The hell are we supposed to do now? The Victory Day festival has now arrived. Did something happen to Aprilis? I don't know, but she's never this late. Yeah, she puts on a stoic facade, but she's working herself to the bone. Dad might know where she is. Where is Dr. Noah at the present? Your guess is as good as mine. Waiting around ain't my style. Ah, it appears you're all here. Parks? Looks like our warden friend pulled through. Things have quieted down outside. With the knights revolting and all, things could have gotten out of hand quick. It is times like these when festivals are the most propitious. Dogi and I went for a little stroll and observed high spirits all across the city. I must confess that reassessed my opinion of our dear warden. Really? I guess he's a hard worker. Yes, and like I said, he's an honorable man. He does want to do what's right, but he's just working for the other side. I still can't get over the fact that I couldn't tell that you weren't the real Adol. Who would have thought that you were a homunculus the whole time? I didn't mean to worry you. Well, actually, I wasn't worried at all. I didn't even know it wasn't you. Looking back, I guess I did have a weird feeling, so I guess that explains it. Adol must have been a homunculus by the time I first met him. Speaking of which, I looked into the man named Marius you informed me about. I was very pleased to learn that he was indeed the friend I have been searching for. Wow, good for you, Parks. He was with Adol in the prison, right? Yes, but unfortunately our current situation curtails me from going to see him. If that's so, then it is of great importance that our objective is successful. Then does that mean you're leaving? I would never do something so churlish as leave without repaying my debt. Moreover, I wouldn't miss witnessing you all save this city for the world. Phew, don't scare me like that. Well, we still haven't heard from Aprilis yet. Why don't you all enjoy a stroll around the city? A little break couldn't hurt. A break? Yeah, that's a good idea. The entire city is out and about right now. It's worth taking a look at all. I suppose there's nothing to be gained by waiting around here. I do not object. Also, the bulletin board looks like it's filling up again. Could kill two birds with one stone and get some requests out of the way too. Alright, then let's quit kicking our heels and get going already. Oh, Adol, an urgent request came in. It's on the bulletin board. Have a look before you go, alright? Also, someone joined the crew while you were out, so why don't you say hello? Adol and Christin's items has been consolidated. Yeah, we get a big pile. And we got the final scene with Krisha, it seems. Ah, and Xavier is here too. Oh, that's nice. Alright, so we've got a lot of things to do. But I think I'm gonna leave that for the next episode. Yeah. Because this was, again, just like the previous one, a lot of information packed in here. The event of the Crimson King dying and resurrecting in the actual body of Adol. So starting from next time, we're gonna go play for the first time as the real Adol in Ys 9 after, what, like 40 plus hours? Yep. It's gonna be interesting. So, a lot of side quests probably next time. And of course talking to everyone and trying to see if we have some gifts still left that we can provide to everyone, but I don't think so. Maybe we can get more from our shady dealer. But like I said, that's gonna be next time. Until then, I wish you all a great night, morning, day, wherever you are. And as always, I hope to see you then. Bye bye.